Okay.
So
Hello. Hi.
hi.
Lindsey. Have you thought of any kind of a name for this show?
No,
Me
I have
neither.
not.
I don't
You
got one.
have Matt and Lindsey test show.
Yeah, I mean, literally, because that's exactly what this is. Like, there's that's as blunt of a. Yeah, I don't know what else to. I don't know. I'm not great at titles. I get a little anxious when I have to like think of a title. That's why my other show is called Matt's Obscure Movie Recommendee Show, because I literally.
That's a good name. I like it.
Yeah, it's great. It's great.
Movie
Lots of
recommended.
traction. Lots of my top video is 27 views. Sorry.
Wow.
I'm in the charts. Yeah, and my live stream that I did about the Umbrella Academy last night is topping out at 34 views.
That's amazing.
It's amazing. No likes.
One of my TikToks got like 1,000 views, so I think I'm winning.
You are winning. You. All right. Well, I guess we won't brainstorm about the nature of our show or the name of our show because
yeah, I have no idea what.
All right. Well, Lord of the Rings, Amazon. What do you think?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. I just am like worried because The Hobbit was like kind of a disaster in my eyes. So I'm like, what are we gonna do next?
I thought you liked it at the time. Like we saw the second one together.
I was like into it because it was Lord of the Rings. But well, I guess mainly so actually I guess I'm kind of like backwards and a little stupid because I read the book.
You are backwards and stupid.
Yeah, I read the book after, and it was just like, one, it was really good, and two, it made you realize like how much they just like took like liberties on, and
so many.
And then like you're like, this is like the teeny tiniest book of like all of his works, pretty much. I'm pretty like it was like a children's book, and they made like
seriously.
3 epics.
And like there's that sequence where like those rock giants like and they get like stuck and they're like that is literally one sentence in the book.
One sentence,
and it's something going off in the distance. It's not the characters are not involved in the rock giants. I was like, you dicks.
I get like expanding upon smaller things to make them more exciting in movies, but just the fact that like a lot of the story got lost, I feel like.
They added things that weren't there, like the love story with fuck, who needed that?
And like Legolas, he wasn't even a part of anything.
Was so
like, this should be fun. Like, let's add him in. I don't know.
It's funny too, because like I know Gandalf was in the book and all that, but when I saw Ian McKellen, like I felt bad. He looked old, like he looked too old, you know. And on some of my research for this, apparently he said that he was interested in maybe coming back if they wanted him to have him back. I'm like, what's he gonna be on fucking life support? Like how could you? How old is that man?
Yeah, and they want him for the show, or
I don't know if they want him because so here's the deal. Like, I don't know how much research you did, but it can only be in the Second Age. Like the Tolkien estate, like when they sold the rights to this, like they had really strict rules. Like about absolutely nothing can take place in the Third Age. No characters from the Third Age unless they live through the Second Age. They have veto power over any plot lines that they don't like. And up until recently, there was this guy named Tom Shippey, who apparently is a Tolkien scholar, and it's unclear whether he is still working on the production, but apparently he was kind of like the safety net to make sure it doesn't go woke or those stupid choices or anything like that. But now it's not entirely clear whether he's in or out.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah. And the other thing that's interesting about it is when they sold it, they have to do 5 seasons, and they have to start making them within 2 years of the sale. So this show's fucking happening, or they're out like $500 million. Yeah.
Wow, that's kind of like a really big, a lot of pressure. Like
I agree. Yeah, I agree. The other thing too is like, instead of what's that?
I was just saying it's kind of bad. Like if you put pressure on something, it can turn out bad. Like,
Yeah, well, I mean, look what happened when they rushed the Star Wars trilogy. It just came out dog shit. You know,
yeah, I didn't
just
even watch
garbage.
all of them.
Oh, I didn't either. I only watched the first one, and I knew right away this is shit. This is trash. I walked out and like all over the internet, it's the greatest movie ever. Blah blah blah. I was like, did you guys see the same thing I fucking saw? What?
Right.
And then, but it's I mean, that franchise has spawned so many videos and launched so many YouTubers' careers. Like, it's like in a way, it's a good thing it happened. Kind of brought us all together to hate on it. But the other thing too is instead of them doing 10 episode seasons, they're doing 22 episode seasons.
The binge watcher in me like that, but like.
But if they're like an hour, but if it's an hour long, that's 22 hours a year you're gonna make. Whoa,
that's a lot. That's a lot.
It's a lot
when you think about it like that, because like a movie's not even like, or usually like around 2 hours, so that's like 7 movies.
I mean, even the entire Lord of the Rings trilogy with the extended cut, credits and everything, it's only like 12 hours.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm curious. I mean, it's hard to be optimistic about anything nowadays because, you know, they keep just ruining everything they touch. You know, Hollywood just can't make good adaptations anymore.
That's so true. I'm getting really tired of it. And all the constant, like, that's also my biggest thing. It's just like, I mean, I don't know if it's going to be a remake necessarily, but like, I'm tired of all the remakes where like, we've seen it. Like, you're just trying to do it better, but a lot of times you fail because they're trying to like do crazy CGI or like crazy like action, which can be fun, but like they just go overboard with it usually and get lost like in character with no character development like at all. So
any examples of that, like off the top of your head?
Well, personally, I didn't really like Suicide Squad. That wasn't really a remake though, but that was more of like a spin of, I actually don't know on that one. But like, I don't know, I feel like, how many times have they remade Batman? Which actually, okay, the latest Batman I feel like was maybe better than the old Batman, so that's not a good. That's not.
Well, now they got Robert Pattinson. Robert Pattinson.
Oh, yeah, that's gonna be weird, honestly.
I know.
I don't know about that for him.
I don't either.
Yeah, he always kind of plays like the skinny, like British weird guy. Maybe
yeah, he plays a sparkly vampire.
Yeah, I feel bad for him though. He hated that movie. He really did.
You think so?
No, he talks about it a lot in interviews. Like, oh, it's fucking. I hated my. He hated his role, like Edward. He was like, this is the worst. Like he's just, and I played it like I hate. He's like, I played it like I hated myself, and that's how. That's what people are seeing. Is like I played it like like I totally hate myself. And Kristen Stewart too. I think she was less like, she didn't necessarily hate the character, but she hated just the whole thing and yeah, just everything, which is just funny to me. I'm like, they picked 2 actors who really didn't like what they were doing. But
wait, let me. I want to. Yeah. What's that?
I said they made lots of money. So.
Lots of money. Wait, so is this legitimate?
Him hating? Yeah. Look it up. Yeah,
I am. Oh, here we go. Every bad thing Robert Pattinson and Kristen Stewart have said about Twilight in the past 10 years. An exhaustive recap. Why do this to yourself? That's on the crazed Twihards. He calls their behavior crazy. I can't understand it now. It does have an angle. Blah 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 blah. That is pretty interesting.
Yep.
Yeah, she's just trashing it. That's funny.
Yeah, it's hilarious, actually.
Well, it's funny, actually, because I remember when it was announced, when he was like, you know, when they were like, hey, you know, this is the guy. I saw it was at like a mall or something like that. And the reaction was so jarring, like so intense from the crowd. I could almost see him being like, whoa, like he got like frightened by it. I was like, I think in that moment he realized he didn't know what the hell he just signed up for.
Yeah, all the crazy women Twilight fans. The craziest thing too is like it wasn't just like a bunch of like teenage girls. Like everyone thought like middle-aged women were like really into that book and those movies. Like So he had a weird fan base, I feel like.
Well, it spawned what's that called? The 50 Shades of Grey.
Yeah, that too.
No, it did, like, because that was Twilight fanfic.
Yeah, it was, which is so funny. And I read all of these books. Like, this is so terrible. And I watched the movies. Yeah, and those books were the 50 Shades of, okay, like, Twilight.
They're terrible books. They're all, like, they're so poorly written.
So, yeah, did you read them? Wait, how do you know? Oh, okay.
I didn't read. I think I would have rather put a fucking 44 Magnum to my balls than read that whole thing. But no, I've read passages or excerpts. I'm like, this is the most poorly written thing I've ever fucking seen. Like, this is like appalling.
At one point in the book, the first book, she wrote the same sentence twice, just in a different way, like one after the other, like the same scene. Like, oh, someone walked into the room, and then right after that, she said, like, oh, so and so, like, sauntered into the room. Like, she just said it differently. And I'm like, how did the editors not catch that? Like, I was so surprised.
I would imagine because they were probably like, oh my God, this is horrible. Like, they're just like, okay, it's edited. It's perfect. I'm out. I can't do this.
I'm sure. And they're freaking, like, whoever, like, published it or whatever was just like, people just like sex. Like, let's just make something like that. Like, we don't care if it's good or not. Which, guess what? It worked. I had so many girlfriends, like, love
good point.
That. And I was like, you guys, stop.
That's a great, hey, look, you're not lying. I mean, that's a really great point. I mean, it worked. It's disturbing, but it worked.
There's a lot of things out there that work but are disturbing, to be honest. What are you looking up now?
50 Shades of Grey made $500 million. Oh, that's the movie. I meant the book. Oh my God, it has a 4.1 on IMDb.
Is that out of 5 or out of 10?
Out of 10.
Okay, yeah, I was like going to say out of 5. That doesn't sound right.
A 25% on Rotten Tomatoes. Wait, but 50 Shades. I think I met the guy who played Grey. Yeah, Luke Grimes.
Wait, what?
I met the guy who played. I guess. Wait, so they sold the
Christian Grey.
Yeah.
He didn't like his character very much either. Janie Dornan, right, or something like that.
I don't know.
Irish.
Fuck no. This guy, Luke Grimes.
Yeah, he's
Elliot Grey. Who's Elliot Grey?
Elliot Grey, his brother.
Oh.
Oh, you want to know? It's his brother.
I mean, I could care. I don't know.
You're like looking this up. I could care less.
I mean, whatever. I was here to talk about Lord of the Rings, not 50 Shades of Grey.
I don't know how we got to. Oh, because of remakes. And then we were somehow gone Robert Pattinson. That's okay. There we go. Let's go back to.
Fine. It's fine. No, I'm just kidding. I don't mind.
Okay. I was about to say, like, I didn't really want to talk about that either.
Lindsey's like, no. Fuck Lord of the Rings. Okay, we're talking about a true novel. All right, like a real artist.
Okay, to be honest though, I never have officially read Lord of the Rings. Still, I've
that's surprising.
On audiobook. Yeah, I
own it on audiobook. That's the same thing.
Yeah, kind of. I don't know. To me, it's a little different, especially because like sometimes I'll miss stuff. Like I'll fall asleep and.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, it's a little different. What's that?
Have you read them?
No. I read The Hobbit when I was a wee lad, and I have the books, and I tried to read them several times, and I just never clicked. I never really got into it, you know.
Yeah.
I would settle on the audiobooks. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Like, especially nowadays when there's just so much going on and so much entertainment, and you have your phone on you. Like, I mean, I don't know. I don't really sit down and read that much. Like, I'm reading the Watchmen comic book so I can make a video about it. And I mean, that's even though it's a comic book, like that's the first time I've sat down and read anything in a while. Like I don't read anymore.
Yeah.
At all. Like I listen to podcasts, I listen to YouTubers, I watch movies, but I just never read.
Yeah. It's kind of sad. I'm the same. I haven't read really anything in a while. And I used to read like nonstop.
Yeah, you would. I mean, we would go to the store or whatever, and you would just buy like 17 books. I'm like, Lindsey, you haven't even read the books you have at home.
Oh, you should see. I got rid of probably half of my library, and I've got 2 like tubs full still. Yeah. So
What'd you
I
do with
did
them?
get rid of the Twilight books eventually because I had those. I did from when I was
know.
younger.
But you know what? In your defense, you were like the target age
I was
of
14.
that.
Yeah.
You were 14.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not really your
Yeah.
fault. Like that's exactly what that's designed for.
Yeah.
You know,
And
it's like, yeah.
what are you gonna do?
Think of
But
it.
I got rid of them, so because I was like, I'm too old for this now, guys.
I grew up. Now I'm in the 50 Shades of Grey.
No, I'm not. No, I have the Game of Thrones books though.
Yeah. Have you
All.
been following any of that, like of George R. R. Martin's, like the saga of him like not meeting his deadlines or anything?
Not really. I got tired of it because how long are you gonna wait for? Like, I forget the story by the time he comes out with a new one. Really.
He's gonna die. He's a fat old man. Like, I'm not trying to be hateful. It's like, bro, how many years you think you got left? You're in your 70s and you're like overweight.
Yeah.
I don't want you to die, but like
the series, if he can, I don't know. They finished the movies or the shows, so they should be able to finish the book.
Don't remind me. Don't remind me.
I know.
That's how I got into all this YouTube shit, is the downfall of Game of Thrones.
Just watching stuff or like wanting to talk about it?
Just needing some understanding, like needing to talk, like this, listen to someone saying and be like, what the fuck is going on with my favorite thing? Like, and I found like this guy, the Critical Drinker, who's a Scottish YouTuber. And man, he broke that shit down because he's actually a novelist, an accomplished novelist, and a good novelist. I'm listening to one of his books on tape, Redemption by Will Jordan. It's a good book. But he made these great videos about it. And then like from there, I found guys like Mahler who break down like all the Star Wars movies in like these painstakingly long videos. I mean, I was talking to my mom about it today. He's got a series of videos breaking down The Force Awakens that total, there's 2 that are 2 hours and 1 that's 4 hours, and he's not done.
What?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Is that the third one?
That's the first one. That's the first one.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't think he's done one on The Rise of Skywalker yet. He's done The Last Jedi a bunch, but this I've never seen anything, and it's also like it's really compelling to listen to. Like it's fascinating. Like I've listened to all of it, all 8 hours, which is amazing. But that's how I got in, was the downfall of Game of Thrones, was how I found all these guys, and I found Gary from Nerdrotic and all that shit. And that's how I got into this, because I was like, oh, there are people out there who actually are smart and care about the IPs and don't want them to just, you know, fall apart and be the victim of like wokeness. They give a shit about it and they're speaking up. It's like, yes.
Your heroes.
Yeah, and Gary is one of those guys. You should check out his channel. You'd really like him. He's one of those guys who's really like a huge Lord of the Rings fan, like crazy big. And he's been like really watching this with like a close eye, and he's cynical. You know, because that guy Tom Shippey might not be there, so it's like maybe they're not watching it or whatever. Like it's not being like lorded over. I don't know. I don't know what to think. I did a bunch of research though, and let me pull it up real quick.
Do tell.
Well, all right. So before I do that, I actually had some questions for you, dear.
Had questions about what?
About things. Some of it you've already answered. I was going to ask if you liked the Hobbit series, because I thought that was such a fucking disaster. We already covered that, but
yeah.
Do you have a favorite Lord of the Rings movie?
Favorite Lord of the Rings. It's so tough for me. I really like the Fellowship of the Ring. For me, is so like nostalgic, and it makes me so happy. Like I don't know how to explain it. Like that one, whenever I think of it, I always think of that one scene where Frodo's like against the tree reading a book, and then like Gandalf like comes up, and it's just such a cute, like, I don't know, like just them, and like like initial like innocence of it like is really just really like draws me in. I don't know. And then I think after that, like like Return of the King is probably like my other one. But they're all good. I don't know. They're all just like they're just all amazing. I don't know.
Yeah, they really are. I still think it is Fellowship for me. I mean, that sequence, you're right. Like what you're describing, like how just idyllic Hobbiton is, and then like describing it and talking about it, and just like all like what hobbits are and what they like, and it's so like saturated with nature and so beautifully shot. Like it looks incredible. And it is great. I just think it's the most like the one that really feels like an adventure. The others don't, but they all kind of center around like, center points, like the Helm's Deep and the Two Towers, and then the Minister that one. In the third one, like there's other locations and stuff, but the first one feels like an adventure, right? Like they start in Hobbiton and then they end up in that boat, like on their way into Mordor. Like and they go through so much and so many different locations, and it's so like, big.
It's like exciting too.
Yeah.
Like they're still like excited, not all like Frodo's not like traumatized from like having the ring on for a hell of time, and
right.
They're all still together. Like the hobbits are all still together, and
the Fellowship
hang out with. Which I always forget that I just forgot his name. I can't believe I just forgot his name.
Jonathan Rhys Davies?
What? No, not like your actual name. Like he starts out as like Strider.
Oh, Strider. Yeah.
Yeah, and then Aragorn. Yeah, that was so bad. But yeah, like, I always forget that they start out not knowing his real name or who he is, and I'm always like, oh yeah, that's right. Like they don't know who he is yet. So it's funny thing.
Where did that Strider come from? Because the bartender says it, right? Call him Strider. And then it just goes away. They don't go with the Strider anymore.
Because then they pretty quickly find out that he's Aragorn at the elves with the elves.
I don't want to point these things out, but I was watching it yesterday and I found something that kind of didn't logically make any sense. Where it was like, so they're walking when Sam and Frodo are leaving the Shire, and then Sam has that moment where he's just like, if I take another step, it'll be the furthest from home I've ever been. That moment. And then after that, after they had to sleep at least one night, after that, that's when they run into Merry and Pippin in the farm that Merry and Pippin themselves say they rob a lot. So do they live there, or do they go from the Shire traveling several days to this farm and back routinely? I was like, that doesn't quite make any sense.
I think that Merry and Pippin live closer to where the farm is. Like they're.
Oh, they don't live in the Shire? No, yes, they do. Because at the end, like we've got the Shire. Remember, like in the Two Towers. They're like, no, it's okay. We don't have to fight. We've got the Shire. And then, so they are from the Shire. It's not a big deal, but I was just like, wait, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. Well, in the book, I don't know. I feel like there's something about that in the book. And there's like a little bit more of a family tree, like the Brandy Bucks and the Tukes, and how Frodo is descended from like a Brandy Buck. And he's not actually, Bilbo's son or anything like that. He's like his nephew. His sister.
They say that. They say that in the movie too.
Yeah.
That Frodo's like they're related, but it's not, because he says that like he says that he didn't take him in for, like, he selfishly took him in, because he's like, I saw promise in you. Not, it wasn't charity. He's just like, oh, you look like you've got spirit. Like,
and he has a lot of other like younger niece nephew relatives, but he likes Frodo the best. Like, I'm pretty sure. It goes like really in depth and everything in the book. That is one thing that's really interesting, but it also makes it harder to read because it kind of reads like a history book sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because you're like, oh, okay, like lots of backstory. So
I've heard that about the Lord of the Rings. I heard that it's like, as much as it's like a beloved book, it actually is really quite tough to read.
Yeah, you can tell just from the beginning, because even the part in the movie where it says like the hobbits, like, oh, they love the earth or whatever, like it goes way more into that in the book. Like it's a lot. And you're like reading it like, whoa, like this is just about like a race basically of well, they're not humans, but a race, you know what I mean?
Yeah, humanoids.
Humanoids.
Yeah. Well, there's supposed to be this whole thing with like the Ents, and like, isn't there some big speech about environmentalism or something like that? I never read it.
Question. Very good question. But yeah, the Ents are a little bit more. They're the shepherds or whatever. They go into it.
And then there's like, what's that other guy who got left out that they brought into the Hobbit? What's his name?
Tom
Bombadil.
Tom Bombadil. Yes.
Yeah. I don't know anything about him either.
I just have a quick question. Can I ask
it? Can you text me?
Can I text you?
Yeah, what's the question? Sorry, 1 second. What's up?
Photos can I put as an attachment in an email?
As many as it'll let you.
Will it tell me no more? Or
yeah, it'll say like you have too much or like too much data or whatever.
Before I send it, it will tell me that.
Yeah. Sorry. Parents that need help knowing how to send attachments through email.
Oh, I hope we can make that a feature of this show, like a weekly thing where your parents interrupt you. I was actually wondering that about how this is going to go.
It'll be every time. I probably should have mentioned, like, don't come in. It'll be every time. Like, every day, like 3 times a day, they open my door, like, with some sort of question or, like, can you do the dishes? I'm like, yeah.
Can you do the dishes?
Terrible.
Do they knock?
She knocked, yeah, but I could barely hear her. I was like, oh, go away.
That's fine. That's fair. As long as they knock. It's when people don't knock, I'm like, that's crazy. You're nuts.
Occasionally. There's been a couple of times where she just is like, I'm like, okay, Mom, you don't know what I'm doing in here, but okay.
Yeah, absolutely not. Do not do that. I'm an adult. I think I know the answer to this one, but
anyway,
Tom Bombadil.
Sorry, what?
No, I think I know the answer to this, but do you prefer the extended editions or the theatrical?
Extended.
Right. I like how you're like, what kind of a question is that?
I don't remember these theatrical versions. Like, I think that was the first time I watched it when I was little. I was terrified of Gollum. But, like, after that, I always watched the extended, and I don't even remember. I think it would be really strange for me now to watch the smaller ones.
Oh, wow. Your internet is really deteriorating.
She's probably sending those attachments through email.
No, that's
Is it really bad? It's funny because you got better, like you got clearer, and now
you've degraded significantly. Oh well,
Bummer.
I mean,
bummer.
Okay, they still get to see me.
Yeah, and I can see you better now. Good. You're still rocking the shaved.
I mean, I don't get to see you, but it's a win. For everyone else, it's a win.
You can't see me at all. Oh, that's good.
I can see you. It's just it looks like a video from like '97.
Oh, okay.
Like
so like my era.
Right. But yeah, it's just the pixels are so giant and like. Anyway, I like how you said that. I like your answer about the extended edition. It's actually kind of funny because that's how I am. Like I only watch the extended editions. I don't want to watch the theatrical edition. It just doesn't even interest me. Like it means I can't always finish it in one sitting, because they're almost 4 hours long, each one of them. But I mean, whatever. I've seen it so many times. I don't care. Yeah. But I remember I was referencing something that happened in Return of the King to some of my friends, and they were like, "When did that happen?" I was like, "Yeah, like." Because there's that moment when they drown when they drown in the skulls for a little while. Remember that?
Oh yeah.
I always thought that moment was funny, where like the guy, the pirate king, he's like, "I'm not gonna help you," and then he like goes away, and the whole place just fills up with skulls, and then they don't die, and he comes back, "I'll help you." It's like, what was that about?
Yeah, I'm curious. I think it's because he like has a change of heart after thinking about like what Aragorn said and stuff. But
Why?
Yeah,
Like, I was gonna murder you guys, and then you survived. I'm like, they're good guys. They're good guys. I don't know how it goes in the theatrical edition, but I
know.
Yeah, I referenced that to my friends, and they were like, "When did that happen?" I was like, "At the end of Return of the King, they're like drowning in skulls. You don't remember this part?" And they're like, "Oh, it must be in the extended." I'm like, "Oh, you don't watch the extended?"
Yeah,
Why?
like what? That's so weird. Like why?
No.
Yeah,
Like,
it's strange.
you choose less Lord of the Rings?
Yeah,
Why would
I
you do
know.
that?
I don't get that.
I don't either.
I want to know now what it is because I feel like a lot must be missing other than just skulls. Like it's got to be some story stuff too.
Well, let's fuck. Oops, I just made you small. It's my
That's
show,
fine.
Lindsey.
I have bad internet anyway, so it's all good.
Oh no, it's actually coming. It's really good now.
Oh, hello.
Huzzah! All right.
Are you looking up what's missing?
Yeah, I want to see. I'd want to see something. Let's go here. Chrome. Boom. Bow. Oh, I thought this would just kind of answer it. Is this a Reddit thread? I just wanted to see like how long, like how much extra time is on the theatrical versus the extended.
A lot.
Like a half hour a lot or like an hour a lot?
No, like at least an hour a lot.
Per movie?
Sure. I'm pretty sure, yeah, because the movies are like usually like 4 hours long, right? I have that.
Yeah, they're like yeah. So total they add 2.5 hours.
Total. Oh, okay.
Total. That makes more sense, I would think. I mean, they could be, because how much could they really have added?
Yeah.
Oh, then they've got the real reason. Yeah. Yeah, they do a little bit of research on this. I never really thought about it because I did see the theatrical versions in the theaters. I did when they were new. I saw them all in the theaters.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't think I did.
I think you were 4.
I was 4? What are you talking about? When did they come out?
Like around the 2000s, right? Like 2001, 2, and 3.
Yeah. How old do you think I am?
I mean, I was just kidding, but you weren't. You were not. Okay. You were a wee lad, a wee lass.
I was a wee. I was like 7, I guess.
Oh wow, that was crazy off. I said you're like I wasn't 4. I was 7. Are you 7 now?
I mean, there's a big difference between 4 and 7, guys. I was much bigger.
When I was a camp counselor, I think I called this girl 14 one time, and she was actually 16, and she got very upset with me.
Yeah, girls tend to do that. I don't get mad anymore. I've been called 30 when I was like 25, and I've been called like 16 when I was like 24. So I'm like, I don't really care anymore.
I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I'm Lindsey Hill, bitch.
I know. I thought you were 19 when you were 26. Remember that?
Yes, I do.
You were like, how old do you think I am? I'm like, 19.
I mean, in your defense, you were pretty young. You were 18 or something.
I was 18.
Yeah, so
maybe I was like, oh, he's like my age.
Right.
Maturity-wise, it seemed like it anyway.
Meaning you were very, very mature for your age? Is that what you meant?
Yeah, I was.
Yeah. All righty. Okay, so what in the new series do you want to see? Like if you like had your druthers, it was like the series is custom made for Lindsey Hill. Not Legolas?
Not Legolas. I don't know. They just keep bringing this kid back. I'm like, stop. Orlando Bloom is not that great, guys.
I like him in the the trilogy. I think he's great.
In the original.
Yeah. But I don't like him in The Hobbit.
Fine, but like too much.
I don't need him in The Hobbit at all. That was ridiculous. I mean, I didn't even need The Hobbit.
What do I want? Yeah, no. They could have done, but actually, okay, I really liked the guy who played Bilbo, so he was amazing.
He was terrific.
And I give him props. We're doing really well.
Great. And he would have been a
he
great
did a really
villain.
good job of playing the
Yeah, and he would have been a great
it's just the whole thing around him. Yeah, it was not.
It's terrible. It's just too much. It was so over. It was just too much. You know, indulgent. Ugh. Drek. Yeah, no good. So yeah. So what would you like to see? Like, what would be your like ideal? Like, you know, this show is custom made for Lindsey. What would she like to see?
I honestly don't know. For one, I don't know what they're planning on focusing on, and there are a lot of like I actually own. I haven't read the Silmarillion, and that's a story that I've been interested in.
I have a little follow up on that.
That they're making it.
I mean, it's all about the Second Age. My understanding is that it's supposed to. Is that here? It's supposed to focus on, like it's supposed to end with Sauron being defeated.
Okay.
That's where it's supposed to end. Like when he gets his fingers cut off and the ring goes to what's his face, the Isildur. That's where it's supposed to end. That's the rumor I heard. I don't know if that's true, but I know for sure, unless they change something, it's definitely the Second Age. There's definitely no Third Age characters whatsoever, unless they live through the Second Age, like Galadriel or what's his name?
Aragorn was actually a child during that time, right?
No, I don't think he was. I don't think he was alive. Aragorn. I meant Elrond. Elrond was alive.
But his like elf chick.
His hoe. His elf hoe.
Afros.
Did I lose you?
Yes.
Oh,
okay.
You're back. Are you back? Are you back there, love?
You're breaking up. Sorry. Okay, now we're good.
Okay, great.
That's my end, I think.
Probably.
Yeah, Elrond. Elrond was alive. Wasn't his daughter alive though too?
I don't think so.
Because she's like 100 and something, right?
Yeah, but like the Second Age was thousands of years ago.
True, and he's like really fucking old. Like
yeah. Like it was
like 1,000 years old.
Well, because they say in between like even Gollum getting the ring, it was like 2,000 years or something like that. Like it was a really long time.
What?
I think so. Maybe 1,000 years. It was a while. It's a fucking long time.
And Gollum was like what, like 500 by the time we see the movies, like Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, and it gives you that unnatural long life.
Yeah. I mean, he was terrible, so it's not a great life, but like, yeah.
Yeah, but he would have died at like 100, or whatever, 120. Because he was like a hobbit. What's his name? Gollum. He's like a creature much like a hobbit.
Gollum.
And so what I read...
What's his original name? I forget.
Smeagol.
What?
Smeagol.
Yeah, that's right.
You said what's his little name? This was interesting. So this was... Yes. So this is in the Esquire article I read. There's some pretty good articles out there about this this particular subject. Now, I think it's in this one.
Oh, I'm sure everyone's like going crazy over it.
Yeah, I mean, they said it's going to cost $1 billion, this show. It's going to be the most expensive show ever.
Or just like the first? Oh, really?
I think they're speculating. It's probably the whole thing.
Very actually surprising.
Why is that surprising? Why is that surprising, Lindsey? Did I lose you?
I know. I thought that Game of Thrones was pretty expensive.
Yeah, it's nowhere near $1 billion, though. I mean, maybe. I wonder how much it cost.
I never looked up exactly how much it was to make.
Yeah, I have no idea. Let's see. We could look it up.
Look that up.
Well, whatever it was, they fucking blew their money. Because they could have had, if you really think about it, oh, wow.
Yeah.
With a total show budget of $1.5 billion.
Oh.
Wow.
to say, for the entire show, like, it had to have been.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
So why do they say that this show is going to be the most expensive if Game of Thrones was 1.5? I don't know. They're saying, I mean, that's what I read. They said it's going to be the most expensive show ever. I don't know. But what they said it was going to
for one season?
maybe, because I know the acquisition rights was like $250 million. It was huge. And there was a bidding war apparently between Netflix and Amazon. And up until today.
Ooh, Amazon won. Amazon's way.
Yeah, well, I agree but now that's what that showrunner said, like for The Boys, where he's just like, white men are evil. I'm just like, God damn it. I thought you guys were free of shit like that, mostly. You know, they do The Expanse. So The Expanse is the greatest show ever made. So, yeah, so wait, so let me read to you what. So do you know the epic tale of the fall of Numenor?
Numenor. I have heard of it. Yes.
Is that in the Silmarillion, or what is it called? The Silmarillion?
Silmarillion. I don't know actually, but they do reference it in the movie.
Yes, they do. So apparently, so this is from the article from Esquire. I guess I'll just put it on the screen. Let's show the world. What's that? Oh, whoops! I got rid of you again. Like,
that's fine.
About me.
I'm gonna be like. That's totally fine. You're the actor. Keep it like that.
Be kind of selfish. All right. So it says they're going to focus on the blah, 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 blah. During the Second Age, men with elvish heritage settled the island of Numenor, where they became great seafarers. The Numenorians lived in days of peace and glory until they fell under the sway of Sauron, who promised them eternal life, the eternal life they coveted in the elves in exchange for their aid in his war against the gods. As punishment, the gods transformed the formerly flat earth into a globe. The oceans subsumed. Never heard that term before. Subsumed Numenor, drowning everyone on the island but Sauron. The surviving Numenorians who were sheltered on their ships, fled to Middle-earth, where they founded Gondor and gave rise to the long line of kings, which would one day include Aragorn.
Okay, that's right. That's why. Okay, he's like a descendant.
Yes, descendant of the Numenorians. So apparently they might be focusing on something like that in this series. Like that's kind of what they're going to be getting into. And while I was watching a video from the onering.net, I don't know, have you ever been to that website? Oh, shit, I lost her again. Oh, golly. I'll just... Oh, are you there? Are you back?
Yes, you were gone.
Well, yeah. Do you have janky internet?
I do. I'm sorry. I really do. It's my parents' fault.
Yeah. Remember Jim had really janky internet too. Yeah. Like he's like the lowest here. They're just like, well, 35 is the same as 75. No, it isn't.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll have to.
They claim it's the best one, but I'm like, I don't think so. Sorry.
I don't believe you. I don't even have the best one, and my speed is crazy. Hey, we'll figure it out. I don't know. Maybe go to a Starbucks. How annoying would that be?
In the new house.
You're doing.
Oh my god! I'm
not
gonna be one of those people.
Yeah.
There was a guy watching porn in our Starbucks one time with the sound on. So ew. I'm not gonna be that person.
That's like mental.
I'm not even kidding.
I believe you. That's fucking mental.
We got one of the guys to go tell him because we were like, this is too. I can't go tell this guy to like turn his porn off. So we had one of the guys do it.
You should just be asked to leave. There should be no conversation. It shouldn't be like hey, can we? It's just like, hey, can you get the fuck out of here now, you creep?
Yeah, I don't know. Starbucks is pretty tolerant. They're like, hey, just don't do that anymore. And then they keep doing it. And then it's kind of like, please stop. And that's pretty much all you're going to get.
Yuck.
Yeah.
That's grody. That's not nice. I don't appreciate that kind of.
Wait, so there was a video from the onering.net, and they were saying that apparently they're a very good resource for Lord of the Rings content. I know this because Gary from Nerdrotic says so. And I trust him. He's a good man. They were talking about that there were these giant water tanks and sets with all this water on it. Oh gosh, did I lose you again?
Sorry.
That's okay. Are you there? Are you there?
Oh, nothing.
You know what I wonder? You know what I wonder if maybe we do it on your phone.
Barely. I'm on that thread.
Can't hear you. No.
Ooh,
I wonder if
that
maybe,
thread broke.
I wonder if maybe if we did it on your phone. Oh, are you back?
I'm back for the moment.
Now you're crystal clear. Now everything's great.
Okay.
Okay, cool. So they were saying that there were all these like water tanks and like big sets with like gallons and gallons of water, apparently. And so what that indicates, like that sounds like it might be the flooding of Numenor, like the whole like submersion of that island. That's what they were speculating about.
Yeah.
Which I could see that. That seems reasonable.
It does.
You know, there is a cast list too. I don't know if you've read that.
I did not. I didn't.
Yeah, there's a cast.
Is it good?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know most of the people.
That can be good, honestly. I'm kind of tired of seeing the same faces at this point, so I'll take some new faces.
I guess so. I'm just always suspicious that they're up to no good.
Well, that's what I loved about like the Expanse. Like you didn't know anyone.
No, that's true. I know Tom Jane.
Some were like okay, you know, they weren't all the greatest actors, but honestly, I think it really worked.
I think it's great. I mean, I knew Tom Jane. He's he's a very recognizable actor.
Who?
That's the cop, the detective that you didn't like.
Oh, really? I don't think I've seen anything else. Well,
he's been in a lot of things. He's not a huge actor, but he's been in so many projects. I mean, he was in like Boogie Nights and stuff like that. He's been around. I happen to really like him. I think he's terrific. Yeah.
He's okay. I liked him. He just wasn't my favorite.
Then there was the guy, David Strathairn from the 3rd and 4th seasons, who was that one belter guy. Naomi Nagata. That guy.
The weird looking one with the bird.
The pirate with the big scar.
Yeah. I think I've seen him in something else, but
he's an Oscar nominee.
He's not like, wow, I didn't know that. From where? Yeah. From what?
A movie called Good Night and Good Luck that came out in like 2004, 5, 6, something like that. It's a George Clooney movie about I think like the Red Scare and like news reporters like being potentially, called out as communists, which is fucking hilarious now that like Trump's in office. They go after Trump supporters the way they used to go after communists in Hollywood, and they see no irony in that whatsoever. It's hilarious. So he's a Trump supporter. Get him. They're gonna cancel you. They're coming after you if you don't agree. Agree.
I feel like it's the same on both sides, though. Honestly,
yeah,
like Trump supporters will go after you if you don't support Trump, and the other side will go after you if you do support Trump. So it's kind of like
yeah, but it matters who has power, and they have power. Yeah. So hold on one second. I'll be right back. Just take a look at the cast list and entertain the people. Give the crowd something to enjoy.
All these people, the 24 viewers that we may have. Dang it, we didn't hear that joke. Okay. Dylan Smith. Nope, haven't heard of any of these people.
Me neither. One of the guys, this guy Joseph Mowley, I think he played Uncle Benjen in Game of Thrones. Yeah, okay. I mean that's a pretty small role. Like that's not exactly a significant role.
Yeah, but you know Uncle Benjen.
Of course, you know Uncle Benjen. And then there's some people that like have a pretty good history. And like I thought this girl looked like she belonged in Middle Earth.
Oh. Okay.
Like she kind of has like a look, and this guy has a very like Lord of the Rings kind of look too. This guy Robert, like
Adam Miles.
Yeah, like doesn't he look like an elf or something? Like he has like a weird kind of.
He looks like a hobbit.
Yeah, like something like that. And so it's like okay, but the thing is, they say like they gave them character names, but a lot of people are speculating that those are simply just like, like what do you call it? Like fake names to kind of throw us off the scent because everything's going to be invented.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, hard to say. So I guess like the plan is it's something like they shoot the first 2 episodes or something like that, and then they go back and write the rest of the season or something. It seems like a very strange production.
Wait, what? They write the...
Like apparently that's the plan. I don't know. And also the guys who are the showrunners, they're mostly unproven. Like they've really never done anything.
The actors?
No, the showrunners, like the guys who make the show, or like the head marketing, like they're like showrunner in TV is like the guy. It's like they're kind of like head writer, director, visionary for the whole show. Like they're the buck stops with them. It's like David Weiss and David Benioff, or Dan, whatever the fuck their names are. The D&D from Game of Thrones. Like those 2 guys are the showrunners. Like they are the vision of the show. So that's these guys with with the new show. But like I've never heard of these 2 motherfuckers.
What have they done?
Like nothing. Seriously,
Are they really Lord of the Rings fans or something? Like they know a lot about the...
I guess what I read, which made me very upset, very anxious, was that apparently J.J. Abrams recommended them. They came highly recommended from J.J. Abrams. And I'm like, that's not a good fucking sign.
Yeah.
That's not a good sign. Because J.J. Abrams is responsible for torpedoing the entire Star Wars franchise. Or if he's not responsible, he's instrumental in having had it happen. And Star Trek. He just ruins IPs. So if he's recommending people for a sequel or a prequel on an already existing IP, Suspicious.
Very questionable, I say.
Well, what I want to know though, real quick, I think you have the answer to, is when is the new season of Expanse coming out?
I told you my speculation is the end of this year.
Okay, good. Okay,
that's just my speculation. That hasn't been announced.
Waiting.
Because it's already shot. That's the thing. It's in the can, as they say. That's the term. Because it's like the film can. Oh, sorry. Are you doing a show or is that?
Huh? That was my timer. I mean, my alarm. I forgot.
For what?
So it's my birth control, if you want to know. Yeah, you asked.
I think I and the whole audience wanted to know that. Thank you.
You asked, and that's the answer.
That's funny. Why don't you just like take it in the morning or something? It's got to be at night.
Because I decided to take it at night because I didn't want to take it in the morning.
Oh, okay. I just feel like it'd be something you'd like wake up and do, like brush your teeth, pop your whore pill,
I'm always one, I guess. I don't know. I have sex at night, so. That's not why I drink it. I don't think
that's how that works at all.
It's not.
You like just take. It's like the first time you just pop a pill. You're like, I'm fine. I'm on the pill. It's like, no, I just took it. I'm on it. It's fine.
It's fine. I only take it when they have sex, and then it works.
You take it afterwards like an Advil. Like I think I'm a little pregnant. I think I need to take a birth control pill.
No. So terrible.
That's funny. Uh-oh. Oh God, that's really sad.
What's really sad?
One of my cryptocurrencies is down 10% in the past 24 hours.
No.
I know.
Sad.
I don't lose any money.
Sad.
It is sad. Breaks my heart, Linz.
Bitcoin?
That one's dashed. Bitcoin's not down that much. Bitcoin is down though. I'm losing money all day. This is crazy. This is bananas. I don't care for this.
Okay.
Oh,
what?
Okay. So I watched this video by this girl who has a really cute sounding voice. She doesn't show her face on her videos, but she has a very adorable voice called Nerd Cookies. That's like her video. That's her YouTube channel. So something that they kept from the original Lord of the Rings trilogy is the Tolkien estate. I'm sorry, the concept artist, like the artist who drew all the concepts for, like, you know, anything, like any of the armor, any of like the sets, anything visual, he drew it, and they kept the same guy from the Lord of the Rings movies, or they hired him back or whatever.
Oh, that is promising.
I agree.
Was he on The Hobbit too?
I don't know.
No.
I don't care.
I don't think that. Yeah, I'm like, I don't think it was bad or good necessarily. It was just, I was curious.
It's just it was cheap, is what it was. I don't mean inexpensive. I just mean like yeah, it's like a cash grab, a little cash grabby, which is
the whole thing, or
The Hobbit. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, the whole thing. Yeah.
Oh, they're unwatchable. I can't. I mean, there's a fan cut, the Tolkien cut, that like people kind of edited out all the bullshit that's not in the books or whatever. But still, it's still a mess. It's still just long. It's so flashy too. It's also like so oversaturated. Everything looks like CGI.
Yeah. One of the worst like sequences I personally thought was when they're like going down the river. Like,
that was horrible.
I was like, oh my god, what is happening?
It's so dumb.
It really was.
And they're like in the barrels and they're like shooting at each other. It's so ridiculous. Like, what is this?
Like the barrels. No, we don't need to go through that. That's so stupid, but it's stupid. It really is
dumb. And also that's when like what's his name? Legolas goes from having, you know, a good abilities to superpowers, because he can like fly from like barrel to barrel, and just so dumb.
Too much.
Like there were parts like that. The Goblin King, like under the mountain, that guy was pretty, you know, gross. He had that like nuts hanging from his chin. Chin balls, like Napoleon.
It's like what's
Butters.
that guy?
Butters from South Park. Get chin balls.
Makes me think of Star Wars. The Slug Man.
Jabba the Hutt.
Jabba the Hutt. There we go.
The Slug Man.
Slug Man. I haven't seen that movie in a really long time, to be honest.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, it is. It's pretty good.
The originals are still great. You know, actually, I think they're remarkable movies. Like, I don't mean that just because like I'm a fan. Like, I realized I was like, man, when I'm watching a fucking Star Wars movie, like I don't even feel like I'm watching a movie. Like, I feel like I'm watching something completely different.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not even thinking in terms of cinema at all, and like that's my thing.
Yeah.
I'm so into it. Like everything is so different. Like the way he shoots things, all the sets, all the costumes, all the knobs, it's just so wholly unique. That I think it almost transcends movies in a way, you know? I know that's crazy, but it kind of does.
Yeah. It makes me think of, actually, I saw someone in the store yesterday wearing that red Millennium Falcon shirt you have.
Yeah. I haven't worn that in a while because I don't want to give the wrong impression to people.
That was the wrong impression.
That I'm into any fucking thing that has come out in the past 5 years that resembles Star Wars.
Shirt is so old.
I know, but they used the Millennium Falcon throughout the whole sequel trilogy.
True.
Like only like now, whenever I see anyone wearing a Star Wars shirt, I'm like, fuck you. Yeah. I bet you really
that shirt anyway. It's like 20 years old.
No, it's not like it was like a Target reprint or something like that.
No, but when did you get that? I meant your shirt.
Yeah, no, I don't think 20.
At least 10 years, because that's how long.
Definitely 10 years. Definitely more. Yeah. Probably like 15 years. God, that's a while.
Okay. All right. I was going to say, that's pretty bad.
But I don't buy Star Wars shit anymore. Like, I won't give Disney any fucking money. I refuse.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. It's owned by Disney, too. Ugh, gross.
No, they won't. They got no respect for me. I got no respect for them. No, thank you.
Yeah.
No, thank you. Did you watch The Mandalorian at all?
No. What's that one? The third one?
It's like a Boba Fett show. I mean, it's not Boba Fett, but he looks like Boba Fett. He's like this guy, this bounty hunter.
Is it good?
That's okay. It's fine. Like people love it because it doesn't suck, but it's really not that good. Like it's all over the place. It's inconsistent. It also it does stupid things sometimes. You're like, what the fuck? Like characters just teleport. Like there's one point where he's like being pinned down by this sniper, and then like it's a sheer cliff. Like he's approaching the sheer cliff, and the sniper's like looking for him, and then all of a sudden Mandalorian's behind him. Like, how the fuck did he do that? What he could teleport? Like what? He got like he beamed over there. What the fuck was that? It's so, and it was like if that was like one thing, it's fine, but it just got so blech.
They're just like going for the effect.
Yeah, and it's also like the idea for whatever reason is that there's like this ongoing story with him and Baby Yoda that's like kind of traveling throughout the 10 episodes, but then each episode is like a self-contained adventure, but they're all meaningless because he's going to survive, nothing's going to happen, and then we're just going to keep this like thin story going on top. It's like it doesn't work on either level.
Yeah.
It doesn't work as like a separate journey level, and it doesn't work on like a long story level. It does nothing. It's like what is this? I don't care for the Mandalorian at all. I'm good. Everyone likes it because it doesn't suck.
I won't watch it then.
Yeah, no, don't, Lindsay, don't. No, but don't. If you're gonna do it, fucking steal it. Don't give Disney any money. They're the evil. They're the evil.
They are the evil.
There's a lot of good discussion online about the potential division over at Disney, like whether like there's these two camps, like Kathleen Kennedy's camps and Jon Favreau's camps, and maybe Lucas is involved in all this like potential drama, like fracturing because I mean, there's no way to not look at the new trilogy like a complete failure. Like it's impossible. Like the first movie made over $2 billion, and the third one made like I think about $1 billion, which is that's a failure. You lost half your audience by the third movie. I mean, how can you look at that as any kind of a success? Like the third movie is supposed to be the biggest one, not the smallest one. And so like they spent like $4 billion on the thing. Like they haven't even made their money back, and like how much production costs and stuff like goes into it. And so there's
the third one they spent $4 billion, or on the whole thing?
For the whole franchise.
Oh yeah, I was like, oh god, that's a lot of money.
Yeah. For the whole franchise, they spent $4 billion, but they put out a movie a year. It's a terrible decision. It's too much Star Wars. There's no anticipation, no build. You want to look forward to it. We don't like to, but we value it more when we look forward to it.
I don't like Disney.
Lindsay's like, I don't fucking dig that shit.
No.
But there's anticipation. It's like if it's all right there for, I don't know. I don't hate it.
I start losing interest if I have to wait too long.
Yeah, but I'm never gonna lose interest in The Expanse. Like it's too good. Like I don't care how long it takes. I mean, I want it to come out soon, but I don't care. I've seen it so many times. I mean, I'll rewatch it.
Really? Oh, that's so funny. Yeah, no, I'll probably rewatch it again. Like if it comes out too much later.
It's a very rewatchable show because that story is so dense. I mean, I was watching it for the 5th time, I think, with my mom, like around Christmas time because she'd never seen it. And literally, I think that was the 4th or 5th time I'd ever seen it. And that was all inside of like 6 or 8 months. Like it wasn't like over years. It was like inside of the same year. I watched it that many times.
You're crazy.
I love it. And I was watching it and I was still like, wait, where does this story go? Like it was still so taut and dense. I was like, I don't know. I'm not entirely sure like how this ends.
There's a lot to it.
Yeah.
Bobby's like one of my favorite characters, and I wish she was in
You love Bobby?
Yes, I love her.
I love Bobby too, but it's so fucking stupid that they try to make her the strongest Marine. Really?
They do?
Bobby, they make her the strong. Remember, like when you're introduced to her and she's like arm wrestling, like her mech suit, and everyone's like, "Oh, she's doing it again! Oh, I'm a man who's 100 pounds heavier than her, and she's stronger than me." Really? Okay. Yeah, that's how life works. But apparently, in the books, that's sort of explained.
I don't know. That's not why I like her necessarily.
No.
Explanation in the book.
I like Bobby. I really do like Bobby. I just wish that they didn't make that choice. I just thought it was stupid. Like
part of her character. Well, what's the explanation though? Now I want to know.
Well, she's like this big, like I think it's like Tahitian or like South Pacific Islander, but she's like, because she grew up on Mars, she's taller than like Earthers, and so she's also described as being like shredded, like muscular. So she's kind of like a big Ronda Rousey, is kind of how I would describe her, which I was like, that makes sense.
But in the movie, she's like
a model. She looks like a fashion model.
Yeah, but not that skinny.
No, but like thick, not shredded. No, she's not even the strongest looking girl on that show. Like, let alone stronger than Amos. But I was like, oh my.
Is she stronger than Amos?
I mean, remember when they take the ship and like he's, and she's like, well, I could just take this ship single-handedly. He's like, I'd like to see you try that. And she like gets up in his face, like maybe that's a real contest. I'm like, what? Amos could just untwist her head and put it over here. Like,
I know, I love him. He's amazing.
Amos is the best. I love him. And he
doesn't really have like a lot of thought, but he just kind of like, I don't even know. I like him.
I love him. He's such a peculiar character too. Like he just says some weird things. Like
he does.
Yeah.
He's like almost like a psychopath, but like honed. You know what I mean?
I met someone at an event and he said that he believes Amos is a sociopath.
Well, yeah, whatever.
I don't believe that.
Not
because I think sociopaths, it's like that they have no empathy, right? Yeah, like they don't imagine that they can't understand that anyone else is going through the feelings that they're going through, right? Like that's what it is.
Yeah.
He doesn't strike me like that. He seems like fucked up, but he doesn't seem like a sociopath.
He does in certain aspects. Like he has moments where it's like, if it's me or someone else, I choose myself.
Yeah.
Like almost every time, even like, was he on the ship when like Naomi wanted to go back and get a bunch of people and she wanted to get some children and stuff like that. And he was just like, no, fuck that. Like we don't have enough air. So in his mind, it's like
with Ganymede.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so to him, I think the part where he's kind of is lacking the empathy is there's a bunch of children that are going to die.
Yeah.
And he's like, I mean, he does have the care for her and for like a couple other people. But in general, if he doesn't really know the person, he's kind of like, like we need to take care of us, not them. So I don't care about the children. I don't care about the women, which I don't know. I don't necessarily see him as like a horrible person or like a sociopath, but he definitely has those moments where he doesn't necessarily, like he doesn't care too much about human life if it is a threat to him, for one, or a threat to the people that he cares about. But he doesn't have no care.
I was going to say, I don't know if that qualifies him as a sociopath as much as just someone who's like had a really hard life and has just prioritized self-preservation.
Yeah, and I mean, that's where like calling anyone a sociopath is kind of tough anyway, because like it's such a definitive thing, and I think that people have a lot of layers in general. So yeah, there are people like that are maybe it's like more self-preservational and
maybe like sociopathic tendencies or something.
Right, exactly, and they have that like level.
And I would give him that for sure. Yeah, absolutely. But he does seem to be noble in a way, because like even when he admits that he doesn't know how to make decisions, like he doesn't know what the right thing to do is, he still seems to be concerned to do the right thing. Right?
He has that kind of like, which I think that could be part of like what you said, like he kind of grew up kind of rough. And so they even have that like nature versus nurture sociopath, and he maybe has more of that nurture type thing. Like he had a really bad upbringing.
Yeah,
and so he doesn't necessarily not have that thing in his brain that's kind of like, like, should I care type of thing? Because some people just don't have like at all really. But he definitely it seems a little tweaked.
Yeah, I couldn't
We're both gone
argue
for a
against.
second.
Yeah, you're kind of breaking up. I heard you though. I heard everything you said.
Nope,
But yeah, you're
still
just
gone.
yeah.
I'm still God. Oh, can you hear me? Ah, heavens!
Okay.
Can you make out my voice?
Lindsey, you there? Oh
I hear
gosh.
bits and pieces.
Oh, bits and pieces. That's what we're gonna call this show, Lindsey. Bits and pieces with Matt and Lindsey. What an annoying. That sounds like oh no. Oh boy.
Looks like we lost Lindsey, folks. Apologies.
You know what? I think she'll be back. She'll come back. She's got poor internet. Let me see. We'll go back to some Lord of the Rings stuff while we wait for Lindsey to come back. She back?
I'm back.
You're back. I just needed like a little delay. All right. I was going to talk to the audience about Lord of the Rings things, but you're back. Oh, and you're gone again. That's a great. I like that. 2 eyes. Look like you're seeing through your own eyelids. All right. Well, when she comes back.
I just
Hey, you back?
can barely hear you.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you keep cutting back in and out. I can see you. Is your mom uploading more files to the internet? It's hogging your bandwidth? Uh-oh. You back there, Lindsey Lou?
You're frozen. So.
You're not. You're fine. You're fine, girl. Girl, you fine. Oh, my goodness gracious. Well, maybe we should wrap it up. Well, in case we have to wrap it up, I'll just do a sign off. I'm Matt with Foulball Productions. Please like the videos. Please subscribe to my channel. Please, I want to get to 10 subscribers. 10. I'm at 5. Halfway there. We lost Lindsey. But yeah, check my videos out, man. I think they're good. I really do. My obscure movie recommendee show series. Good shit. Good shit. Check it out. Oh, she just texted me. Well, we'll see if she comes back. Oh, she's back. She's back. Should I let her in? Should I let her in, people? I don't know. I was debating whether or not to let you in.
Oh, man. Dang it. I didn't make it.
No, I was just going to do a little sign off in case I lost you. And I was telling the people to watch my amazing content.
Oh,
Oh, my gosh. Are you back? Are you here?
we're pretty much going to probably have to at this point.
Yeah, you want to just wrap it up? I mean, we did a little over an hour. That's a pretty good test run. Lindsey. I have to figure this part out. Well, cut that part out. Could always cut this part out. Well, if Lindsey comes back, we'll have more. If not, I guess just gonna be me. Yeah. All right. I'll just boot Lindsey and we'll wrap it up. So yeah, check out my channel, yo. Please like, subscribe, comment, enjoy our content. Come back here and see me and Lindsey talk more stuff. We'll probably talk more Lord of the Rings. We only talked about it for about half the time, which is pretty cool. I thought that was fun. So check us out. Oh wait, Lindsey's coming back. Hey, are you here? No, you're not here. I'm just gonna call
Hi.
you, and we'll wrap this up. I'm just gonna wrap it up. I'll call you. Wait, you're back.
Yeah, just call me. Yeah.
Wait, no, I
yeah.
can see. Wait, sign off. Say goodbye to the. Say goodbye to the
Okay.
people, Lindsay.
Goodbye, people of the internet. It's nice knowing you.
Nice knowing you. Hopefully, they're gonna come back. We're gonna create a rapport with these lovely folk.
Oh, I'm sure they'll love to see my internet break in and out every time.
Oh yeah. We're gonna have to figure that out. You're gonna have to do this on your phone or something. But
Possibly, yeah.
that was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun doing that.
Same. I need to do more research next time, maybe though. But same.
It's okay. That's fine. Yeah. All right. Well, that was that. I'm Matt with Foulball Productions. That's Lindsey right there. I don't think Lindsey's got an active channel yet, but you can subscribe to Foulball Productions to see all my interesting content, my obscure movie recommendee show, my little culture comments, all my good stuff, and long live the Phantom Menace. What was that, Linz? Well, I don't know. Long live the Phantom Menace. That's my sign off. Linz, anything to say to people before we go?
Nope, not really.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us. Thanks for watching Foulball Productions. You have a wonderful, wonderful day.